We have a new primary general presidency. They were announced and sustained in April, but they did not officially begin their service until August 1st. Now, this is a first for the church. Welcome to This Week in Latter Days. This is the spouse edition, or as it's called, the date edition for Darren and Tiffany Engage, which should give you a very big clue as to who my co-host is tonight. My name is Tiffany Hales, one of the hosts here at This Week in Latter Days, and I am here tonight with my husband, Darren Tanner.
Hello.
Okay, a couple of things. First of all, it's been a couple months since our listeners heard from you because we had a little bit of a wild July, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first of all, I don't know if you know this, like you are approaching your 1-year anniversary of being on this podcast.
Already?
Yes, it was last August. That I somehow convinced you one of my friends was going to come on, and she had a conflict come up and she couldn't, and I couldn't find anybody. And you said, what the heck, I'll come on the podcast. And like, I could not have been more surprised. Like, never in my wildest dreams did I think that like you would come on my podcast.
Yeah.
So it was a true testament to how much you love me.
It really is.
So congratulations on your podcast anniversary.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
I had no idea.
Well, I thought I'd surprise you with it. All right. Should we talk about the month of July?
Ooh, busy.
Okay, we have a theme for the month of July. The very first Sunday in July, at least Relief Society Sunday, our lesson was on Emily Bell Freeman's talk, Best Days, Worst Days.
Of course.
Probably one of my favorite talks from conference. Love Emily Bell Freeman to begin with, and then this talk was amazing.
Hero.
And then you and I proceeded to live that talk in the month of July.
It didn't start out that way.
No, it didn't.
It was supposed to be in my month.
It was supposed to.
Yeah.
Explain to our listeners how this was supposed to be your month that got coverted by all sorts of stuff.
So we planned a hip surgery.
For Darren, not for me.
For me.
Okay.
And I wanted, like, I had expectations.
Okay, explain to everybody what your expectations were.
Like, I wanted, like served, like a constant nurse, and you know what I mean? Like, bringing me, like, not just actually ring a bell or something, like you were just there.
Like I would just like I would anticipate your every need.
Pizza, or
you're like, oh, I thought about pizza, and here is Tiffany showing up with pizza.
Oh yeah, it worked for about 3 days. 2 days,
3 days, give or take.
2 days, and then you disappeared.
I didn't disappear.
Kinda.
I was here in my home office working.
Yeah, but it's like I had to go find you.
Where's
my nurse? Where's my nurse?
You were in the bedroom, which is what? 100 yards away, maybe? No. If even that. How far is our bedroom from our home office?
50 feet.
50 feet. See, that's how bad I am at gauging distances. So it was really hard for him to locate 50 feet on the same level of the house, I might add.
Yeah.
You can holler at me from the bedroom and I can hear you.
Yeah, but I expected something different. But I'm good with it now.
And then everything else.
I'm very grateful for what I got, actually.
You got a lot of TLC.
I did.
So don't make our listeners think that I did not care for you.
No. Yeah, it wasn't like that.
No, it was not.
I had different expectations. And I had no idea why. I set them so high.
That is mistake number one.
I know.
You have to set your expectations accordingly. And then
I've never had
That's true.
Does the audience know I don't go to the doctor?
I don't think they know you don't go to the doctor. So maybe you want to give them explain why this
issue has been
surgery
going on
was
for
such a big
actually
deal.
years.
Yeah.
And I kind of denied it. Thought I could take all kinds of supplements and try
Just
to fix it and rebuild the cartilage and
how'd that work out for you?
Not very good.
Okay.
And then the final thing was last year in Glacier with Bishop.
Because you love to hike Glacier with our Bishop. You're about the only one who can keep up with him.
Yep. And then I got back home from that, and I couldn't.
You couldn't move.
Yeah.
I'd
get about 10,000 steps in, and then
you were limping.
yeah,
Lots
pretty
of pain.
soon, yeah. It's a miracle, man. And I had no idea why I was freaking out and so worried about it.
Oh,
Yes.
he was. In fact,
I really was.
we were
Up until that morning.
In fact, it's very true. I'm going to tell him a couple of funny stories.
Okay.
So first of all, we were supposed to record. You had your surgery on Monday, the 6th of July. So right after 4th of July weekend. And we were supposed to record 4th of July weekend. And I had to tell Kurt, I'm like, oh, we're not in a good headspace. No, we cannot record this weekend. We are not in a good headspace.
No.
Well, and the other thing too is you had to go off all your medication for a week before the surgery.
Yeah, I was seriously pretty much. I could not use my.
You had been taking these little white pills that the doctor prescribed. I can't even remember what they were.
It's like a 24-hour ibuprofen.
Yeah, and you didn't think they were doing much.
Yeah, and it took a lot more than the edge off. That, you know what I mean?
Until you had to quit taking them, and then you were like, oh, maybe those things were working a little better than I thought.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, and then the morning of the surgery, we get to the surgery center. And they call your name, and I start heading on back because I know you. And I'm like, I am his emotional support human.
Yeah, I need her.
Exactly. Otherwise, his blood pressure is going to be off the charts.
And it did.
And it was. And there's a good possibility he might just get up and walk out. So
because I've tried.
Exactly. So they call your name, and I go to get up to go back with you, and the nurse is like, oh, no, you can't go back with him. And I'm like, I can't? She's like, no, you can't. I did not say this to her, but I thought to myself, well, good luck, honey, because you're going to need it.
Yeah. I remember you and I locked eyes, and I was like, this is not going to be good.
Exactly. I was like, okay. So then I promptly went out to the car and had myself a little nap.
Of course you did.
Well, I would have taken care of you if they'd let me back there, but they were like, no, you can't go back.
So this is like what, 5:30 in the morning?
Yeah, it was about 5:36 in the morning.
So I get back there. Am I supposed to
talk about this?
So I get back there, and they start getting me prepped, and what else? It was nothing what I expected.
No.
Pretty soon I'm all ready. I got the IVs in me, and I'm waiting for the spinal thing. And she says, oh, you have about an hour. And I went, what? She's like, you have about an hour. You just need to just stay calm and relax. And your blood pressure is way out of control, because the anesthesiologist come over and was like, hey, do you like being in hospitals and stuff? And I was like, no. He's like, you need to calm down. I'm like, where's the wife? I didn't know you were out taking a nap. This is the first time I've known about this.
Well, what else was I going to do? They wouldn't let me back there with you. And it was like, dark 30 when I'm getting my best sleep to begin with.
So what I did in that hour.
Yes, what did you do in that hour?
Let's head back to the week before this, before we got there.
Okay.
Which is really weird for me to say, because I kind of pulled away from my prayers. And I was struggling inside, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With a lot of, not fear, but like, man, they're really going to cut a body part out and replace it with something. And
titanium.
And so I kind of pulled away from, we were doing a companionship with my
we kept with companionship.
But my personal prayers kind of was like, well, I guess I'll take this on my own. I have no idea why, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea why. And
that's very unlike
And then
you.
we had so many people that week going, hey, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. And the priest quorum, hey, we'll pray for you. And all these people. Well, when the nurse said, hey, you got an hour, you know what I mean? About 5 minutes into this hour, I'm like, man, I really need to say my prayers, because now I'm left alone. The wife's not even here to save me now.
I know.
I can't even.
Didn't even have your emotional support human.
So all I did was start praying, and I asked Heavenly Father, can you let me feel the power and faith of the people who are praying for me? And I got this overwhelming, I'll start crying if I really talk about it deeply, but I got this overwhelming sense of not just knowing that I was loved by the worldly people who actually were praying for me. I could feel the people who were actually praying for me, not who just said it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
More than what I'd heard. And then I felt the kind of forgiveness of me telling Heavenly Father, I'm so sorry I pulled away this week. Not a good week to pull away.
No.
Huh?
No.
Which is kind of a weird personal thing. I don't know. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
So.
But a good lesson for you.
Yeah. And next thing I know, they came back and gave me the spinal thing, and then
they're carting you off.
I woke up with no pain.
I know.
Zero pain.
No, it's been fun over the last 30 days to just watch the transformation of, you were just so shocked to be, there was pain, but not the pain that you had been experiencing.
No, and I still haven't hit that.
No,
just sore.
Yeah.
Sore, not pain.
So we just been doing the rehab and walking and icing and heating and.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you. It's the ice.
Thank you.
Huh? And we were doing the icing wrong.
Yes. Well, you got a hematoma, and that's what we were doing the icing wrong on the hematoma.
Yeah. Well, we started out on this a little aggressive.
We did.
So got a bunch of steps the first day.
Mm-hmm.
Got a bunch of steps the second, third, fourth day.
He was feeling so good.
And then fifth and sixth day. And pretty soon I'm up to like 4 miles a day. Huh? And then 4 or 5 miles.
I mean, well, I'm like, do you think you should slow it down?
And
we're
doing this on, we got to tell, we're doing this on no opiates, right?
Yes, just Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen and whatever they did.
Yeah.
It's still wearing off.
Yeah.
But, and then this hematoma.
Which
I called it a swelling.
It was a large pool of blood.
And it also swelled the knee and the ankle up, and that's when I stopped walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah, we were overdoing it.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So.
But I was so thankful just the pain being on.
Yeah.
So.
That was huge.
It's a miracle.
That was huge. So that was both a worst day and a best day.
Oh.
That experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then July just marched on.
This is where it lost track of, it was supposed to be about me. It was really supposed to be about me.
It lasted about you for about 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
That was about it.
And then we're on to.
And then we had members of our family, both immediate and extended family, that ended up facing a few challenges that we were not anticipating, that kind of just took over, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I lost my nurse.
Darren lost his nurse.
My full-time nurse. I did have my nighttime nurse.
He had his nighttime nurse. I was a part-time nurse.
Very grateful.
Not a full-time nurse, because my attention was divided in various sort of ways. Plus, on top of all of this, I was literally having one of the craziest months at work that I've ever had. I am a litigation lawyer. We had a case that was scheduled to go to trial beginning next week. And so we are busy in trial prep. We're waiting for decisions from a judge, and just anytime you're gearing up for trial, it's just like insane. So I am literally feeling like I am crisis management. That was all I was doing every day, all day long, whether I was at home, whether I was at work. I was just like, okay, breathe. Next crisis. Okay, breathe. Next crisis.
I think I was just sending you heart emojis or
You
something.
were.
And the praying one.
Exactly.
The grateful one.
Exactly. But in the midst of all of these challenges, much like what Emily Bell Freeman says in her talk, we had some absolutely beautiful, incredible experiences.
Yeah.
So one of which involved one of our sons, who hadn't ever really, he's an Aaronic priesthood holder, but he hadn't ever really experienced the power that the priesthood can bring. And he had an experience with the priesthood and with blessing someone, and it was literally transformative for him. Mm-hmm. So you were there.
So he's a Melchizedek priesthood holder.
Yes, he is a Melchizedek priesthood holder. So you were there. So talk a little bit about how just like what you saw, how transformative that was.
So my biological mom, mom needed
a blessing.
Called and asked me for a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started quickly dialing through my head.
Who can I call to help?
And everything just pointed to just go ask Mark. And so I bypassed my other son, and with just the prompting was so clear of just get Mark. So I went and gave him a quick father interview and just asked him if he's worthy. And he's like, for the last 3 months, I'm worthy. And so I said, Mark, okay, you're coming with me. And we went up to my mom's, and our daughter was there too, Shelby.
Yep.
And anyway, Mark administered the oil, and we gave her just a wonderful. It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
And nothing but I expected happened, because we've been fighting a battle with him in a slow, in a slow way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something with pornography. And this was such a wonderful day. Anyway, when he anointed her with oil and just the power that he felt, and then as I sealed the anointing and gave her a blessing, and just this room filled with a wonderful, you could feel the presence of some of my mom's sister, and just what she needed at that time, but also just the power of the priesthood, which through Mark. And all the way home, so we finished and talked to my mom real fast, but on the way home, I saw a full transformation to Mark, and it really hit him.
Yeah.
And then it started into this snowball effect of just not just to hit him, it changed his life.
Yeah. Like,
go ahead. He came to us with
he came to us with these goals. This is a kid that we have literally been cattle prodding for 4 years now to get him to like even move off the couch. Now that makes it sound worse than it is, because he's always held a full-time job. We tried a semester of college that didn't work out so well. So we're like, well, we're not going to waste our money doing that. So he's always held a full-time job, and he's been very good about getting up every day and going to work and holding a job.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been much interested in doing anything else other than working and playing video games.
Yeah.
And this was just transformative. All of a sudden, he's like, Mom, I want to learn to cook. And I was like, what? Okay.
And for those, Mark does not cook.
Mark does not cook.
Nor does he touch the oven,
no.
the stove, flames, anything to do with hot. He can run the microwave and the air fryer thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it was, and he was like, and here's the thing. I mean, every kid is different. Every kid has a different personality. If this is something he wants to do, he will be actively engaged, and he will pay attention, and he will do it. If it is something he does not want to do, then good luck.
Yeah.
And so he set that goal. He wanted to learn to play a guitar. So he bought a guitar and has been strumming away on that.
Patriarchal blessing.
He's scheduled to get his patriarchal blessing. He has.
Hold on, let's name the next one. He wants to serve a full-time mission.
He wants to serve a full-time mission now. Yes, in Germany.
And so let's talk about Tim Thomas's.
Yes.
Okay, Tim Thomas,
my former boss,
has taught us to build vision boards.
Yes.
And this is the first one that we've really honestly started from scratch. And it's building, because it started with, you got the poster, the big nice poster for him. You went through and cut out some stuff, his
images,
goals, and then he got them on there, and he's got his patriarchal blessing has already moved to his date.
Yep.
Which is this month.
Yep.
And so it's just like, oh my gosh, a vision board.
Exactly.
Listen to Tim Thomas's talk.
Yes.
And learn how to build a vision board.
Yeah. So it's just been so cool to see him engaging and want to engage
and seriously cooking.
Yeah, and seriously cooking.
Like memorizing recipes.
Like doing a legit good job.
Like red sauce.
Exactly. I'm still trying to decide if we have gotten Katie to eat any of his food.
Hold on. You got him, for those who don't know what Mark is a big kid. So think like a Shrek.
Okay, that's
okay, because his hands are big, and
he's got man.
And when he touches something, it isn't dainty. It's
no.
He grabs on and like, okay, it's like. So he's learning to chop onions, which were like, oh no, stitches. But let's let him go. Huh? So, and you got him all these skills, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, but it is so wonderful to see just
Exactly.
what he gets thinking. But if we can talk about the power of the priesthood, like
Yes.
Mark says, and I've asked him a couple times since then, because it really did shock him.
Yeah.
Like, and it is what he needed
Yeah.
because he took the priesthood,
Yeah.
right? And he just didn't really want the responsibilities or to learn. You know what I mean?
It was kind of like, oh, this is what I do
Yeah,
next.
yeah.
But he didn't take it seriously.
Yeah. But what a wonderful thing to see, especially with Mark
Mhm.
and us just mind blown.
Yeah.
Of just like,
Yeah.
because he did an actual complete 180
Yeah.
and went the other way.
Yeah.
And we don't concentrate on pornography anymore.
Nope.
We concentrate on his vision board,
Mhm.
and that pushes away all of the problems
Yeah.
which he was having. It
Yeah.
doesn't even need to be mentioned anymore as far as that.
Yeah.
Because he's so into it.
Exactly.
I think he finished the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, I
Or he's-
believe
yeah.
he's close.
So this is all
he was
happened.
reading it every night, which we were like, I mean,
So
I
we're
could
steering
not
him
be
in
more
to
shocked.
preach my gospel,
Yes.
and we're gonna let him hammer through that.
Yep.
And then just keep building this vision board.
Exactly.
Just one step. Oh, he's got his temple on there.
Yeah, he wants to
His
go to the temple, take out his
missionaries
endowments.
and his endowments, and just the wonderful spirit of the power of the priesthood
Exactly.
in a humble way.
Looking for a cool, delicious way to beat the summer heat? Try Postma's refreshing cold beverages. Enjoy a creamy Postma frappe made with milk and just the right touch of sweetener for a smooth, energizing treat. Or dive into a rich Postma milkshake, perfect for those sunny days when you want something tasty and satisfying. Postum gives you that delightful caffeine-free boost with every sip. This summer, chill out with Postum. Refreshment you can feel good about.
So that was one of our that was a beautiful thing that came out of a really kind of worst day situation, but so many other things as well. We've talked about previously on the podcast that we scanned a bunch of your family slides.
Oh man.
We finished getting the slides scanned to the tune of about 3,000 slides.
Oh man.
So in July, when we weren't, we obviously weren't, we were moving probably more like regular human beings than.
Yes.
But for us, it felt slow. Anyway, we would sit together at night because I needed to edit these slides. A lot of the slides were going the wrong way. They were upside down. They were really small. And when the digital image captured them, there was lots of black around them. So they needed to be enlarged. And so I started backwards. Yeah. So I started editing these slides, and you would sit there with me while we were editing these slides. And it was so fun because I got to learn so much about your family, all the people in your family, things that you did growing up. We were then, as we would come across certain slides, we'd slap them up on memories, on Family Search.
So it did not start out like this.
No, it did not start out like that.
Because these are slides that go back way into the 70s, right?
Some of them into the 60s.
Yeah. And Tiffany and I come from very different.
Yes.
We were raised way different.
We were.
I was raised in a very dysfunctional home.
Yes.
And with a very dysfunctional father. And Tiffany, when we started looking at these, they kind of made me sick.
They did.
I mean? Especially like third grade.
Yeah.
And that area. But then as we got talking about them, and then I started learning, just felt the love of it and was like, this is my life. I can't change it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to, you know what I mean? And then look at all the good.
Exactly.
That's in them.
And I feel like that has been really very healing for you, because when we first scanned the slides, we'd come home and we'd just quick go through them. We weren't doing any editing. And you were just like literally like, oh,
yeah.
It just brought back all these difficult memories, difficult childhood. But then as we went through them the second time, it was kind of like you had processed that emotion of how hard that was. And you were able to kind of, like you said, just kind of come to terms with, I did not have the Brady Bunch existence that Tiffany did, because I thought everybody's house was like the Brady Bunch, where the biggest problem was, oh, I dyed my hair the wrong color.
Totally.
And
you know what? I couldn't have changed it.
No.
So that's what I was thinking when I was just praying that, you know what, I was gifted was a wonderful mom.
You were.
Did not leave, and she took a lot of blunt of it, but But no, I learned it like, man, this is my family.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you about it. It's just really wild.
Exactly. So that has been so fun to learn about your family and to put these on memories. And the other thing that we have done with these slides is, so these slides, we should probably explain to the viewers, they were in big Rubbermaid tubs at your mom's house. Like they were still in the slide carousels. Now, of course, nobody had a slide projector or even a screen.
I think they do have 3, but none of them work.
None of them. Okay. Then that's, yeah, exactly. So when we first said we wanted to take the scans and slides and scan them, your mother was quite skeptical. And then we started doing it and she's like, oh, they really are doing it. So one of my goals with these slides is to get them in a way that she can view them. And so I probably put the first 1,000 pictures or so that I edited, we put them on an iPad because we knew she's 83 and we knew that would be a really easy device for her to just be able to scan through and, swipe through and look at the pictures. And then as I edit more slides, I add them to the iPad. And what an incredible blessing that has been for her, because she almost cried when she first saw them, because she said, I haven't seen these slides in years. Some of them she'd never seen. They just got developed and, put in a carousel. And
there was the Teton flood.
Oh, yes, there was.
Which was wild.
That's what started the whole thing. We were over at her house asking about the Teton Dam breaking, and she's like, oh, I've got slides. And I was like, hand those over, please. But the other incredible thing is every single slide she has a story for. And so as grandkids have been coming over to visit her, they're hitting record and they are recording these stories that she is telling about these slides and creating this whole incredible family history. So again, a best day coming from a really kind of bad situation, and just being able to serve her and help her, and just the power it has to heal and transform relationships. So
love it.
And I also want to say about the month of July, and we are kind of still well into it in August, although hopefully we have, like, in addition to like the family stuff, we had 2 water issues in our house in July.
Yeah, we had water fall out of the ceiling.
We had water coming out of the ceiling. Different day, we had water underneath the sink. I mean, it was kind of funny. I remember looking at my watch and it was like 10:15 on July 31st. I'm like, okay, we got about an hour and a half to make it. And you were like, do we dare crawl under the house and see if there's water under the house?
Give me 2 more weeks. Hold on, for people, I don't mind doing the stuff that's breaking, but when the new hip and you can't bend your knees quite the way you used to.
It's a little challenging.
But I think we're dealing with it pretty good. We haven't freaked out.
We have not freaked out. We have just we have
no swear words even, I don't think.
No, we've just been like, okay. Yeah. Again, everything is relative. We're like, these are problems we can solve.
Yes.
We may not be able to solve them as quickly as we would like because we have to deal with other problems.
They're stacking.
But we will circle back and get to that.
Yeah.
Which brings me to probably one of the things that I kept reminding myself during the month of July, when the intensity of all of this was going on. In, like I said, home stuff, work stuff. There were several days I woke up in the morning, I got ready for work, I went out to my car, I knew what I had to do during the day and what lied ahead that day and the next day and maybe even the next week. And I would just go, I do not know how I am going to do this. And if I thought about the how, it was almost overwhelmingly debilitating. And so I had to remember, and this goes back to the talk that my boss, Tim Thomas, gave at BYU. It was BYU, Idaho, when they used to have Education Week there, that I call it the miracle of the how. What he says is, forget about the how. Do not worry about the how. You let the Lord worry about the how. And you just go and you just do and you just try every single day. And if you go down one road and it doesn't work, then you circle back and you go down another road. He said, but you don't worry about the how. You let the Lord worry about the how. And I think that is, first of all, it's so freeing for your mind.
Yeah.
So I would walk outside. I would go, wow, I've got a lot. And I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to worry about the how. I know that it will work out. I do not know how it will work out. I do not know how I will get it all done, but I'm living my covenants. I'm trying to keep my life in line. I am serving others. Everything I'm doing right now is, very much not self-centered. And I'm praying and I'm asking the Lord for that help. So I'm going to just let him worry about the how.
And he does.
And he does. And without fail, if I just turn over the how to him, I am able to, face these things that, these challenges, and being able to get the things done that I need to.
Nice.
So
I love it.
And again, part of the best days, worst days. Emily Bell, we love your talk.
Yes, we do.
Okay. We haven't even gotten to news stories, which is okay because we don't it's July. It's a light news week. But we have to talk about what else occurred in July, at least in our ward. We had musical testimony meeting. Had you ever been to musical testimony meeting?
I've never, ever.
Had you even heard of musical testimony meeting?
Didn't even until
a
couple weeks before it.
Exactly. So for those of you who may be unfamiliar with musical testimony
I remember when they
meeting,
announced it, you and I looked at each other and I was like, oh,
okay.
Nice.
So we have never done musical testimony meeting in our ward. You pick a sacrament our sacrament meeting. And it was like, I think it wasn't even a regular testimony meeting Sunday. And anybody can come up. It's open mic Sunday. You can come up. You can tell a hymn that you want to sing, whether it's your favorite hymn or just one that you like. And then we will sing anywhere between 1 and 3 verses. You can tell the chorister and the organist, hey, I just want to focus on verse 2. And you get up there and you bear testimony about, why you like this hymn, what it means to you, how it draws you to the Savior. And it was just incredible. We had all sorts of people coming up and bearing testimony who'd never done that before.
Yeah.
And
youth.
My favorite testimony, hands down. Little boy in our ward. He's 10. I think he turns 11 this year. So I think he'll be in young men's next year. He's the one that we've talked about. He's very musically oriented. And when the choir was singing, like he was directing them at Easter from the back row. He was adorable. Anyway, he got up and he probably bore one of the best testimonies I've ever heard. His song was His Eyes on the Sparrow. And he got up and he gave this whole message about why he liked this song. And I'm just going, you're how old? Excuse me. I mean, clearly a very old soul in a very young body, but just an amazing little kid. And his testimony was phenomenal. All the testimonies were great. The bishop absolutely loved it. He's like, I said to the bishop, we need to do this at least twice a year. And he said, we might be doing this quarterly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was a huge hit. So I encourage y'all, musical testimony.
We could have went on for another hour.
Oh, we easily.
And I enjoyed it.
Exactly. It was fun. It was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Should we do some news stories since that is why we're here?
Yeah. Did I thank the people that did service for me when I was on my hip thing?
No, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to thank them right now if you want.
Really?
Yeah.
So the first night, one of our families that we ministered to brought us lasagna.
Exactly. Ministered to us.
Yeah, to us.
Yes.
And it was cool.
It was very cool. It was delicious.
And a couple of the youth came over and cooked us burgers.
One night, yes.
And talked about how they're planning for their mission.
Exactly.
They're twin brothers.
Yes.
And they're going to Mexico City.
They're both going.
One into the north and one
east, I think.
Yeah.
Mexico City North and Mexico City East.
And anyway, what a pleasure to have those.
Yes.
And lawn mowing. They come over and mowed my lawn a couple times.
Yep.
They
were.
Will.
Your priests were fighting over who got to mow your lawn.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was fighting not to let anyone in my yard.
And I said, well, I might have co-conspired with your other preschool advisor
Yeah.
because I work with your other preschool advisor. So we kind of conspired against you.
Anyway, I was so grateful.
And he made you a really cool cane.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan did.
Ryan did. So.
Yep. I was hoping I would have been broken down a little longer to use it.
Well, I have a feeling you will definitely get an opportunity to do that in the future.
Definitely. Huh? Yeah.
We are not getting any younger.
No.
We've been lamenting that.
No. No, I'm so grateful for actually letting people serve me.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard sometimes.
That is very hard for you. And you did that very well and very graciously during this period when you were in recovery.
And I could see it bless their lives.
It blessed their lives and it blessed ours. Yeah. And again, that just goes back to just the service and just how powerful service is. I don't know who gets the better benefit, those who are served or those who do the serving. It's just amazing.
Yeah. And the youth nowadays, they get it.
They do. They get it.
The ones that are paying attention, they get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a wonderful.
They do.
Okay.
So
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you did that. That was that we needed to acknowledge that because that goes as part of our best days, worst days for the month of July.
Then we tried serving. So Rachel and Jeff Bowden.
Yes.
They're the ones that brought us lasagna.
Yes.
And he's out fighting fires
right now because we have a lot of fires in the West right now. And he's a firefighter by trade. We were
able to go get some stuff and to actually so they can get it up to him and his crew. So it kind of felt good just to be able to serve in a slight way.
It did. It did. So, and he came and walked with you a couple times, took you around the block.
Yep, helped me get a hematoma.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he's so cool.
He is.
He saved me.
He did. So I guess the moral of the story is what we're, as challenging as July was, and it was challenging, oodles and oodles and oodles of blessings, miracles, just beautiful things that came out of all of the hard.
Yes. So. We were able to express our gratitude every day.
Every day.
Even on the bad ones.
Yeah.
So many good.
Yeah. And we had some doozies and we still have some doozies. It hasn't ended, but
the audience knows what we're talking about. They're having it.
Yeah, because honestly, I mean, everybody I know is just getting hit really hard. I mean, maybe not with the same things that we're getting hit hard with, but just getting hammered. Yeah. Just everybody's getting hammered. And so I think that's another good thing to keep in mind when sometimes you're facing a challenge or a hardship is that, you know what, the other guy has troubles too. Oh, yeah. It is not just me.
No, I'll keep ours.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody is having challenges. So the best thing we can do is just be aware of others who are around us and serve them and let them serve us so that we can all just get through this together.
Love it.
Okay.
Good one.
If you like meaningful LDS products that don't feel mass-produced, you should check out Latter-day 3D Studio. We design and 3D print magnets of many varieties, including temples and the Christus, as well as clean modern ties you can wear to church or inside the temple. Use code LDS for 15% off, available now for listeners. Everything is thoughtfully designed, printed in-house, and created to quietly reflect faith without being flashy. Head to latterday3dstudio.com and don't forget to use code LDS again at checkout to save an extra 15%. Latter-day 3D Studio, meaningful faith thoughtfully made.
All right, shall we do some news stories now?
Okay.
All right, our first news story this week is we have a new primary general presidency. Mm-hmm. They were announced and sustained in April, but they did not officially begin their service until August 1st. Now, this is a first for the church. The new primary president is a woman by the name of Rosemary Chibota. She's my age. She was born in 1967 in
That's a
Zimbabwe.
good age.
Exactly. And she is the first African Latter-day Saint to lead an organization general presidency in the
That's
Church
cool.
of Jesus Christ, which is really, really
Yeah,
cool.
it is.
Especially for those saints in Africa, because we know the membership in the church is growing so much in Africa. To be able to see someone like her serving in church leadership.
Heck yeah.
She is a convert to the church. When she was 17 years old, she found a pamphlet about Joseph Smith,
Wow.
and she read it, and she believed it, and she was baptized.
Wow.
So, and at some point in time, she moved here to America. She earned a bachelor's degree from Colorado Technical University and then a master's degree from Western Governors University. She worked as a human resource generalist for the church and then served as a senior executive assistant in the Office of the 70. But more importantly, she and her husband led the Alabama Birmingham mission from 2022 to 2025.
Wow. That's cool.
So it seems like she got a brief break because those mission presidents usually change over in July.
Boom.
And then by April, they're like, hey, Sister Chibota, we got a new calling for you. We're going to level you up.
Nice.
And brother/President Chibota, you get to come too. That's one of the things that I really like that they are doing with the sister leaders these days is they are sending them out into the world in the same way that they send out the 70s, in the same way that they send out the presiding bishopric, and they're going out there and they're ministering. And as they send out the 70s, they usually haul their wives with them. As they send out the primary general presidency or Young Women's or Relief Society, those husbands are just tagging along with their women.
Perfect.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, when you get one of those gigs,
You'll tag along with me.
Heck yeah.
All right.
do anyway.
That's very true. So her first counselor is a sister by the name of Nina Garfield. Now, she is also international as well. She was born in Tokyo, Japan, and she joined the church as a senior in high school in Boulder, Colorado.
Wow.
Now, this is what's really interesting. Her husband died of pancreatic cancer in 2019, so she is a widow, and he was serving as president of the Church's San Francisco, California stake when that happened. So
Wow.
she's faced a little trial. And then the last one is Teresa Collins. And Teresa Collins, I believe she grew up in California and Texas, if I recall correctly. And she met her husband at Utah State. She has 4 children and 16 grandchildren, and she's very excited to serve as well. So
Strong.
it will be fun to see what comes from these women.
Nice. I like that.
I do too. So speaking of sister leaders in the church, we're going to stay on that topic, and we're going to talk about the Relief Society. So Camille Johnson, Relief Society president, love her. Think she is amazing. She tags her. She brings her husband along with her all the time.
Of course she does.
Anyway. And one of her big an area of focus for her as the General Relief Society president has been the charity aspect of Relief Society. And the church has spent a lot of money to these charities that empower and help women and children. So this year alone, they are doing a $65 million donation for the work of Caring for Women and Children Initiative, the Caring for Women and Children Initiative Consortium. And so it's a consortium of a bunch of 7 different charities that work together to address issues facing women and children throughout the world, primarily in the companies of Africa, Asia, and Central America. This is the 3rd year in a row that the church has donated to this consortium. Since 2023, they have donated a total of $184 million.
Cool.
So we like that.
Good stuff.
All right. Let's talk about Temple Square missionaries.
They gone?
They gone. You were a little bit surprised when you read this article. You're
I
like,
did.
what?
Yeah.
So they...
I like it though.
As this article says, they sunsetted the Temple Square mission.
Right.
And so
Sunsetted.
they absorbed all of these missionaries into just like Salt Lake City area missions. And then they will have, 4 to 6 month assignments to go to Temple Square. Now, do you recall the last time we were at Temple Square, there was a bunch of young ladies, missionaries all around Temple Square. What'd you notice about their name tags?
Where they're from.
And how does their name tag display where they're from?
Their flags.
They got a flag.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been to Temple Square, they have the basic missionary tag, and then attached to the basic missionary tag, they've got a flag.
Yeah.
Did you know before reading this article about the history of how that all came to be?
No.
I know. So do you want to tell them what the history is, or should
Go
I tell
ahead.
them?
Yeah.
So, the Temple Square missionaries, while that's been around for a long time and been an all-female mission, they didn't always wear the flags. They initiated the flags in 2001 in preparation for Salt Lake City's 2002 Winter Olympics, because they knew they would have a lot of international visitors.
Cool.
And so they wanted those visitors to know where these ladies were from. And nothing speaks larger than your tag with a flag that, shows you're from America or shows you're from Japan or Australia. And so that's how it started. So now that they have dissolved this mission, nobody knows if the flags are going to stay. Apparently, currently, you can see a few missionaries on Temple Square with flags, probably holdovers from the old mission, but not all of them are wearing flags. So it remains to be seen if the flags will disappear, or, as we know, Salt Lake City is set to host the games in 2032. Will they bring the flags back? I'm going to guess they're going to bring the flags back, because that's
pretty cool.
It's really cool, and it's a really good way to start a conversation. If you are from Japan and you see somebody else wearing a Japan flag that appears to be maybe of Japanese descent, you might go, "Where are you from in Japan?"
Right.
Starts a whole conversation. So,
excellent.
All righty. Now, let's talk about the lesson changes in September.
Yes, I can't wait. Huh?
All right. So the church this week released videos. Now, do you remember in May, we had our Fifth Sunday video that was on the Constitution? The church has kind of taken over Fifth Sundays. I wonder if Fifth Sundays have gone rogue and the church has decided we're going to give curriculum for Fifth Sundays.
We got to get them lined out.
Because this is the second time this year they've okay, here's your Fifth Sunday curriculum. We have a Fifth Sunday in August, which is August 30th. So the church has said, okay, we're gonna do some videos. And so their plan for August 30th is that they have a 25-minute video that is geared towards the youth. It is primary children who will turn 12 in 2027, and their parents and youth leaders are going to gather during that last second hour before it changes and watch this 25-minute video and then have some discussion about it. So we watched part of the video tonight. We watched probably at least 20 minutes of it?
Oh, yeah.
So tell me your thoughts about this particular video that the parents of the youth and the youth are going to watch. Theoretically, on the 30th of August.
I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Especially Emily
Bell Freeman.
Yes. But just the way that they're just addressing the youth and what they're expecting.
Yeah, they really did a good job of outlining, this is where you're going to find material. This is how you're going to use it. This is what you're going to do.
The new book is so cool.
For Strength of Youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's broke down, into 12. In each section, just like the video said, each section you're going to spend so much time on.
Yeah.
Depends on how many weeks in the month.
Exactly.
And then you're basically keeping those values over and over and over.
Yep.
So.
Now here's where it gets interesting. They have further videos. They have a video for Sunday school. They have a video for Relief Society and Elders Quorum. But they are not scheduled to show those videos on the 30th of August. They want those videos shown the first Sunday that we make the change, which is September 6th. And When you go to Sunday school, you'll watch the Sunday school video and talk about it. When you go to Priesthood Relief Society, you'll watch the Priesthood Relief Society video and talk about it. Here's where I'm scratching my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Our ward is not doing this on the 30th of August because we have state conference that weekend. So we are doing it the week before on the 23rd of August. Now, my understanding is that we were all going, primary was going to go do their primary thing, and we were all going to collectively meet adults and youth together on the 23rd to get instruction and training on all of this. Obviously not knowing there were all these different videos. So now I'm scratching my head. Are we going to watch all these videos on the 23rd? Are we just going to watch the youth videos on the 23rd? And here's the reason I care. Let me explain to you the reason I care. One of our Sunday school teachers asked me to substitute for him on September 6th, the first Sunday that we make this change.
Oh, you got to know.
So now I'm like, am I showing the video and leading a discussion on the video? Or am I doing come follow me?
Right.
Inquiring minds want to know. So
for the youth, it's pretty much basic. For the advisors and the teachers and the presidents, right? You better be studying it right now.
Exactly.
Or you're going to get blindsided because and know what is talked about. If you only get a half an hour, right?
Yeah.
To
you
try
gotta
to
be
get
tight.
Yeah. There's not much.
Yeah.
You got to get them engaged fast.
Exactly.
And keep it going with them. So
it's very true. So anyway, there's a plan for how you're supposed to do these. I just have no clue if our ward's going to follow that plan.
I bet they will.
So, well, if they will, then that means we've got to find Relief Society teachers for the 23rd because we told our Relief Society teachers they didn't have to teach on the 23rd because Bishop was covering it. I don't know. Anyway, that's for another day. Let's talk about the Anchorage.
I am excited about the change, though.
You are very excited about the change. Let's talk about the Anchorage, Alaska temple. This is fascinating. So let's give a little history here real quick. So Anchorage, Alaska, in 1999, President Hinckley said, hey, we're going to do these really kind of micro temples, only about 7,000 square feet, very, very small. One of the sites that was selected for that was Anchorage, Alaska. And so this was going to be the first temple in Alaska. Huge, huge deal.
Number 54.
Exactly. So they built this temple. President Hinckley dedicated it in 1999. By 2003, so a mere 4 years later, President Hinckley was like, oh, that temple's a little small. So he shut her down and he added it on and he doubled the space from 6,800 square feet to nearly 12,000 square feet. Well, that didn't last because they still needed a bigger temple. So it was announced that they would get a bigger temple. So now they are going up to, I believe, 30,000 square feet. But here's what they did. So their Anchorage temple, this is very common, as you know. A temple site will have both a temple and a meeting house. So the Anchorage temple had a meeting house and had the temple. Well, they decide they're not even going to try and remodel the current temple. They're just going to build a brand new temple. So they scrap the meeting house. They build a brand new temple, which is under construction right now on the site of the meeting house. And then right before that temple is dedicated, they're going to close down and decommission the old temple. And then at some point in time, they're going to just bulldoze that temple down and build a new meeting house.
Yeah.
So the temples and the meeting houses in Anchorage swapped places.
Whap, whap, whap.
I know. I am trying to think if I have ever heard of a temple being decommissioned.
I don't know.
I cannot think of a temple being decommissioned. I mean, there's temples that they have like taken down to the studs, like the Provo temple, but they're rebuilding it in the
completely and made a meeting house.
Yeah, but yeah,
I think it's cool.
It makes me wonder, how does one decommission a temple? I mean, it seems a little irreverent just to take the wrecking ball and start smacking it down, but I don't know.
Yeah.
These are questions my inquiring mind wants to know. How do you decommission a temple? Is there a policy? Does Salt Lake somewhere in the file cabinet have a drawer?
Ordinances in there.
Well, yeah.
So we're down in there.
But But do they have a drawer somewhere? Here's how you decommission a temple. I just don't know.
Call the office.
I'll call the office.
Okay.
Let's say we need to know the answer to
We
this
really
question.
do.
All right. We're going to do a couple Mormons in the media stories.
Oh.
Okay. Our first one is a young lady by the name of Anna MacArthur. And she has been on seasons 15, 16, 17, and 18 of America's Ninja Warrior. And right now they are showing season 19, and she does appear on season 19. Being on America's Ninja Warrior has been a dream of hers. You know, every year she's advanced further and further. We don't really watch American Ninja Warrior, but
It's on sometimes.
It's on in the background sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we never really watch TV. We just turn on our TV for background noise.
Mainly for the dogs, I think.
Well, I think it's for us too, even though, because
Something's got to be going.
Something's got to be going.
Yeah. Turn the fan on.
Exactly. So anyway, every year she's progressed and gotten better and better and better.
Yeah, she started this at like 5, had this dream.
Yeah,
built some stuff in the yard.
Exactly.
And it's kind of cool, actually.
It is kind of cool. And she's down in St. George, and there's like a whole vibe, American Ninja Warrior thing going on down in St. George because we have covered several individuals from Utah who are in the St. George area doing the Ninja Warrior thing.
Sweet.
And she's a little bit well known. Her family owns a campground down there, and the campground is called
Templeview.
Where is it? Templeview RV Resort in St. George. We had planned a trip to St. George.
That's the one we were going to stay at.
We were going to stay at, and I can't remember what happened.
Was it COVID?
I think maybe it was. It might have been COVID. Something ended up canceling our trip. Anyway, so that people will come to her family's campground and say, "Hey, we want to see the ninja."
Yeah.
Anyway, she has made it to the finals. Now, here's what's interesting. They filmed this all last fall. Since she filmed this and made it to the finals, and her episode appearing on the finals will air August 10th. So we don't know how she's done on the finals. But she's not even watching this on television right now because she's off serving a mission in Columbia, South Carolina. So good for Sister MacArthur. We're going to wish her well in the finals and hope that she does really well. And I am guessing if she was not successful in the finals, that when she finishes her mission, she's probably going to go back to ninjaing.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
All right. We have to cover this story. This story was sent to me by none other than David Larson.
Oh,
you know,
David.
We've had him on here several times.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I don't think we've even updated our listeners. David and his wife, Tracy.
They moved.
They left us.
Yeah.
They up and moved to Utah. They went back to the motherland.
Yeah.
Anyway, David got an incredible trip.
Actually had to get over it.
I like, seriously, it was like a dagger to the heart.
I know. It's like, ow. That was a foundation.
Exactly.
Huh?
That was a hard hit for our ward. But he got an amazing new job down in Utah, and they just had some opportunities, and the Lord just basically told them, your time in Idaho is done. Get thee hence and move. And so they listened to the Lord. That's probably not a bad idea.
That's how it's done.
So anyway, there is a gentleman by the name of Michael. I believe David was trying to phonetically pronounce his last name for me in the text message that he sent me. I believe it's Alyssa. So his name is Michael Alyssa. He's a Polynesian guy, and he played football at BYU, and he wanted to go pro, but he ended up having several injuries over the course of his BYU football career. And so the pro thing was not going to happen. But he did get the acting bug while he was there. So then when he was like, okay, my dreams of being a pro football player are crushed, maybe I can go be an actor.
Yeah, I liked how we talked about that, actually. Of just the downside of his junior year going, okay, this sucked, right? And then his senior year, the same thing. Mm-hmm. Boom, with another injury. Yeah. And then he's talking about, he didn't know if he was bitter. Yeah. But he was just like, you know, the football was that was it.
Exactly.
You know? NFL was, so.
So he tried several things. He moved into sales. He opened a gym. And then he began exploring acting through commercials. And he took some acting classes. Anyway, he saw an audition for it was an open casting call in Hawaii for dancers to star in the live action Moana. Now, Moana is a Disney film. It's animated, but they were doing a live action version of it. We know Moana well. Explain to them why we know Moana well.
We have a 4-year-old grandson.
His favorite movie.
He loves it.
He could watch it every day.
And then his little sister loves it too.
Exactly.
So if you get the soundtrack or get it going, which is is
exactly,
it's a for sure.
It is a for sure. So he thinks to himself, really, I'm going to be competing against professional dancers. I don't think I can do this. And his sister just says, hey, go try out. So he goes and tries out. This is what I liked about what he said about trying out is he said, whatever I lacked in talent, I knew I could make up for in effort.
Sweet.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so he does his audition, doesn't hear anything.
Hold on, before you get there, it talks about his confidence too. You know, going, how can I be better than those guys? I mean, I'm gonna get, they're gonna whoop me.
Exactly.
And him just going, well, I'm gonna do it.
So he goes in there, he goes all out. He has high energy, big smile on his face. He was like, I got nothing to lose, so I might as well have a good time. So his strategy worked. He got a call back. He returned to read lines, and then he's later asked to submit an audition tape with a vocal performance.
Sweet.
So then he waits, and he doesn't hear anything. And then he hears that he gets a role. And I'm going to slaughter how to pronounce this Polynesian name. The role that he got was Tuani Vasa, who I guess in the animated version is very small, and he's a wayfinding ancestor. Moana's wayfinding ancestor. And he doesn't have a lot of lines in the animated version, but he didn't know what this was going to be like in the live action, but he was just like so happy to have a role in it. He's like, great. And so he went and he did filming in Atlanta. He noticed that the crew was capturing several hero shots of him, leading him to believe his role might be bigger than he initially imagined. He still assumed that much of what he did was probably going to end up on the cutting room floor. But then the movie comes out and every single hero shot apparently uncut and he's in it. And
Sweet.
He went to the premiere at the Hollywood Bowl. He thought it was really great. But then he talks about meeting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is another Polynesian actor who was in this movie. And just when he saw him on set, he was like, I was trying to be all cool. I was trying not to fangirl too hard, but I did. He was like, dude, you're my hero. I love you so much.
That's probably exactly what you would do.
That's exactly what you would do. Anyway, Johnson reached out to him and just said, left him a voice message praising his performance and thanking him for being part of the film. Anyway, just kind of a really fun story about how, again, I think it circles back to Emily Bell Freeman's talk, best days and worst days.
Exactly.
The BYU football program and not being able to go pro and these injuries, very much a worst day that ultimately turns into a best day. So.
Excellent.
All right. I call this Mormons behaving badly. I don't know if the guy's Mormon, but it's Mormon adjacent and it's bad behavior. So I threw it in the Mormons behaving badly category. Okay. Grand Teton National Park. Are you familiar with that park?
Yes.
Tell our listeners where that park is.
It's over in Wyoming.
Okay. And where is it in relation
kind
to
of like Idaho?
Yellowstone.
Just down from Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yep.
Now,
so.
I'm going to let you talk about this article. I pulled this article for you because I was like, this is just up Darren's.
Oh no!
Darren's
I'll talk about the Mormon Row and how that. You tell about why they're all mad.
Okay, so apparently in Grand Teton Park there is this thing called Mormon Row. Why don't you explain what Mormon Row is?
So Mormon Row, okay. So like in 1863 or somewhere around there, they had the Homestead Act of 1863.
You could go claim some land.
So the church sent a bunch of settlers up there to go get some land.
Like what? Like 160 acres or something?
I think so.
It was a bunch.
The total. Yeah. But they all had and there's a famous picture. If you punch in Mormon Row, it's a barn. It's a barn. Yeah. A big barn. And so I guess it's like one street, maybe.
Yeah, that's how I envision it.
And then different farms that were settled on that street.
Hence the term Mormon Row.
And since then,
has
the
survived our name change.
the park bought it from
Yes.
the private people.
The family.
Uh-huh.
So there's one cabin in particular that's particularly famous that you see in a lot of pictures. It was built by a gentleman by the name of Thomas Alva Moulton, or they sometimes call him T.A. Moulton, and it had been in the family for a number of years. It was the last private holdout until 2018 when the park bought it. So a lot of people will go to Grand Teton. They will go look at these cabins. In fact, one of the things that the family is concerned about is it used to be you'd have these lovely pictures of green grass in front of the cabins and the barns, but because the tourists are literally like stomping the ground to death.
Right.
And now it's just like dirt, and the Park Service is kind of working on reclaiming that. But this is why it's in the news. Some smart aleck decided I'm going to climb on the roof of the cabin and I'm going to take my Instagram worthy photo and, get it on the gram or TikTok or whatever it is. And so somebody else saw the guy doing that and put that on Instagram, and it kind of, blew up.
Had a video of it.
It ignited this whole debate because clearly you should not be on a cabin that's, 150 years
he
old.
said he was taking pictures too. Of just,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like, if you saw the building, you'd be like, why would you climb up on that?
Yeah. So the family, the descendants of the family who originally built this barn are like hopping mad. They're like, how dare you desecrate our family's ancestral land?
They're on fire.
They're on fire about it. So they're not happy with him and they're not happy with the Park Service. But they're like, there's too much foot traffic in this area. And to be fair, the Park Service is trying to create some paths and reroute and kind of help preserve the historical.
Like, I had no
nature of
idea
this.
before this
Yeah.
about Mormon-row.
And see, when I saw this was in Grand Teton Park and I knew you'd spend a lot of time in that area, I was like, oh, Darren knows all about this. I'll pull this story for him.
Yeah, I didn't.
And you were like, I got to Google that.
Yeah. And there's actually a little sign that says Mormon-row.
I know.
I was like, okay.
Again, they were not
Legit.
forced to change it to Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Row.
Not yet. Huh?
Anyway, so that's my nominee for Mormons behaving badly. Is while I
That ain't bad.
I don't know if he was Mormon who was climbing on there, but he was climbing on Mormon stuff. So stay off the Mormon stuff.
Oh boy.
All right. Should we close her out?
Dang, that was fast.
I know. Wasn't that a fast hour?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about our favorite thing.
Okay.
I brought this box in here and you were like, are you going to melt these? And I was like, no. And you saw it was empty and you're like, who ate all of them? I'm like, no one. They're in the freezer. I just brought the box in here so I could show our listeners.
Yes.
Tell them what it is and why we like them.
The creamies.
The creamies.
They're pretty good.
This is a Utah ice cream product. They are manufactured in the Cache Valley area. The one that I'm showing on camera right now is a mint dipped in chocolate. They also have a cherry dipped in chocolate.
We run the banana, orange, and chocolate packs.
You tried a root beer float last
Ooh,
week. You really liked.
Loved it.
What else have we tried? They
I
had
big relaxer at the end of the night.
Yeah, we like to grab a creamy and sit in our recliners in our room because we're those people.
And we can.
And we can. And we're old.
That's why I was like, who ate the creamies? Because I'm going to go find out.
And I'm going to kill someone who ate the creamies. And I just said, nobody ate the creamies. I just needed the box to demonstrate. And I didn't want to melt your creamies because I care.
Oh, boy.
So this is our recommendation for favorite things. It's summertime. It's hot.
It's so good.
Go get some creamies.
Yes.
And I mean, I can't speak for every Walmart. Our local Walmart has, I think, every flavor of creamies available. So that's where we buy these. You can get them at the Walmart. All right.
Well, thanks, Tiffany.
Thank you for joining me tonight. This was so fun. I missed doing this.
I know.
We had a good time tonight. I had a good time. I hope you
did. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. The highlight of my day.
Oh.
Right here, for real.
Oh, that makes me feel good. All right. Well, listeners, thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any comments, you can reach out at contact@thisweekinlatter-day-saints and leave those comments. You can also leave comments on the YouTube. You can leave comments. We usually get our episodes posted to Facebook.
Do people really leave comments?
Oh, yeah. People really leave comments.
Cool.
So maybe we should go through and look at our comments.
We should.
Just to see, maybe. I never read the comments because, sometimes the comments are good and sometimes the comments are harsh. And I'm like,
ow.
I don't really want
maybe I should check.
I really don't want your negativity in my life because I'm fine with what I do.
Right.
So I don't invite that negativity. But you feel free to leave a comment. Kurt always looks at the comments.
Heck yeah.
Actually, very rarely do we get negative comments. We mostly get pretty positive comments. Anyway, so feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to find us on Facebook. Try and get stories up there as best we can. And we appreciate your support. Thank you.
Bye.